Welcome, this is a tutorial about laser hair removal. It works with all the lasers, but this is in particular with the Alexandrite laser. In order to understand how it works, it's very important to understand how hair grows. I want to make a design here where in one line we put time, and in the other line we put hair growth. The cycle starts with the activation of a follicle, and the follicle to be activated must be full of melanin. When the follicle is full of melanin, then a hair starts to grow and grows up to the point where the follicle does not contain melanin anymore. At that moment, the hair is present, but it's not growing anymore. And then the hair falls off and the follicle enters into a hibernation mode. It can last several weeks or several months before it gets full of melanin again in order to do another cycle. Now, the laser only works in melanin and is only effective when the follicle is fully or with plenty of melanin on it, and then it will be destroyed. Therefore, the treatment only works in the active phase of hair growth, but does not work when the follicle is inactive or when the follicle is in hibernation. This is the reason why several sessions are needed, because not all the follicles are active at the same time. Now, we can choose the amount of energy that we deliver, and the amount of energy that we deliver is based on the hair color and the skin color. The technicians start with a certain amount of energy, and then we see the reaction, and we adjust this energy to the reaction. But if the skin color changes, let's say that increases, then the amount of energy that we deliver should decrease. And you can ask me, how can the skin color change? Well, the skin color can change if the patient tans. And if the patient tans, then the amount of energy should be decreased, but this takes the risk of having a non-effective session. Why we should not use a laser when the skin is tan is because there is some melanin around the follicle, and if we use the laser, the melanin around the follicle will be destroyed, producing a burn into the skin. It is for this reason that it's very important for the patient to communicate to the technician if there is any change in the skin color, so the technician can adjust the amount of energy. Or in the other hand, it is very important to do not tan or do not change the skin color during a hair removal treatment, because that can lead to a burn. The most important side effect of laser treatment is burning. When that happens, that is very rare, but if that happens, normally it heals spontaneously during several weeks. The second side effect can be hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation, which means changes in the color of the skin. The skin can become a little bit darker or can become a little bit less dark. And if that happens, in most of the cases, the color comes back to normal in few weeks. There is another very rare complication that is called synchronic hair growth. That happens if during a treatment the laser wakes up follicles that were sleeping. If the laser activates follicles at the same time, in the next session the patient will have more hair than before. And the patient will come and say, I have had this treatment and now I have more hair. That is not a complication actually, because the patient will have more active follicles that will be destroyed effectively in the next session. And of course, there are patients that have medical problems that can prevent the laser to be effective. If that happens, then the patient goes to a medical consultation to see if there is any problem that can explain why the laser is not working and where there is an increase or a decrease of too much hair growing at the same time. The treatment lasts more or less 5 to 7 sessions to be effective, and the window of space between 2 sessions, it is around 4 to 6 weeks. The specific details of what to do before and after a session are very easy to be done, and they will be explained in detail by each technician. Thank you very much.